Hello everybody, Nathaniel from RCInsight here, and in this video I'm reviewing 2024 LEGO City Set 60431, the Space Explorer Rover, and Alien Life. That's right, Alien Life has finally made its way to LEGO City at long last, if you can even call this LEGO City in the slightest, as it feels much more reminiscent of Mars Mission or other similar LEGO space sub-themes. Regardless, this set has 311 pieces, comes with 2 minifigures and 2 aliens, and retails for a price of $34.99 in the United States, $44.99 in Canada. Like I said, this set doesn't really scream city to me, no surprise, but that doesn't mean it's a bad set either. In fact, if you simply look at this as the return of the LEGO space theme, then I think it's a pretty darn awesome set. With that in mind, let's not waste any more time with this intro and just jump straight into the review. And as always, we'll start with our minifigures here, the first of which is our female astronaut. She comes holding a camera which makes use of the relatively new 2/3 brick piece. I've taken her back piece off just so we can get a better look at the torso print, which has a lot of detail on both the front and back, and is a new design exclusive to this year's Space Wave. In particular, I like both the little space logo on the top left of the torso and how nicely the torso and legs blend together to create a spacesuit design that feels very complete. To pull off that excellent transition between the torso and the legs, the leg pieces have quite a bit of printing on them, including printing along the belt, across that right leg, and even boot prints. Like I said, this is an excellent spacesuit design that is super detailed and looks really great, which for me is one of the highlights of this set/wave. Now, once I put the back piece on, you'll notice that it is green to match both her arms and helmet. I don't know if the back piece itself is new, but there is a 1x2 tile on the back of it with a print that I have not seen before, and intentional or not, there is also a place to connect the camera. She also has a new helmet design that I haven't seen before that is still compatible with that classic visor piece, but has more shape and depth than a traditional helmet does. As for the face, it is just one-sided and features a grinning expression with some age lines around the face. Our other astronaut in this set has the exact same torso and leg prints, only with baby blue arms, a baby blue black piece, and helmet, to help distinguish him from our other explorer. Again, he has a back piece and helmet piece that are both relatively new, but not exclusive to the set as far as I'm aware, though it may be the first time they've appeared in this baby blue color. Once again, it's a non-traditional helmet, but I really like the design. As for his face, it's a pretty standard or classic face print with that stubble goatee look, and no double-sided face prints for him either. These alien figures, I'm not quite sure they count as minifigures, but they definitely count for something. They're built off this piece that I haven't seen before, but I'm not necessarily certain is new. It could have been introduced previously as a floral type element, so I'm not entirely sure. They do have minifigure heads attached on top of them with this cute 3-eye design and some additional printing on the back. I do really like this design, but I also think it would have been kind of neat if we saw the larger head piece that was introduced last year for LEGO Dreams used for these aliens. Moving on to the builds, there are a couple of little side builds here. We have this cute little rover design, which is a super simple build, but does feature this printed 1x1 battery piece on the back. Then we have a little space rocks build representing whatever planet our astronauts find themselves on. This is a super basic design, but it's made so our little alien guys can sort of peer over the top of the holes. There are some 2x4 jumper tiles at the bottom of these openings, but I don't really know why exactly, since it's not like the aliens can actually connect to them to stay in place. So not that there's anything wrong with the tiles being there, I just don't understand the purpose they serve. The other interesting thing about this build is the purple crystal piece. I don't think this is a brand new LEGO color, but it is definitely a recent one. Either way, it is our first time getting the crystal piece in this color, and that will undoubtedly be a big draw of this whole space wave. Personally, I'm not super crazy about collecting parts like this, but I still appreciate its inclusion in the set, and I understand people who like collecting these kinds of elements. Finally, we have the Explorer Rover itself, which is quite a sizable build for roughly 300 pieces. For reference, the Retro Food Truck promo is about the same amount of pieces, but considerably smaller. So right off the bat, I do appreciate that this is quite a bit larger than I was anticipating based on the piece count and box image. In order to create the shell of this vehicle, there are a few new elements. One forms the base of the Rover build and is listed as an inverted 6x8 roof tile. The second is actually visible to us, which is this big sloped piece at the back of the vehicle. The back hatch has a printed 2x2 tile on it, same as the top of the Rover, and in fact, this set has no stickers at all, only prints, which I really appreciate. The back hatch does open to reveal the interior. We can also get a better look at the interior by removing the roof tile at the top, which also features another piece that I have not seen before. I don't know what on earth I would call this part, but this is what it looks like nonetheless. When taking a look inside, you'll notice there's only a little bit of compartment space at the back, but there is room in the Rover for both our astronauts to sit comfortably, with their backpack pieces still on. There is another printed piece at the front which features a navigation screen, and that's sort of it for the interior. It's actually quite spacious but relatively low on details overall. So putting the roof back in place, there are a couple other things on the exterior worth pointing out. Towards the back here, we have a little antenna as well as a couple of battery packs, one on each side, and again, this is a printed 1x2 tile, not a sticker. Towards the front, there is one little light at the very front of the vehicle, but also a couple above the windscreen. These front wheels have working suspension thanks to being connected with some basic Technic pins and a design that leaves space for them to move, albeit with a slightly limited range of motion. The back wheels don't have suspension, but they are also rigged up using some Technic pins in a way that once again allows a considerable range of motion, and the sets of wheels on both sides are able to move independently from each other. The last thing I want to point out is the wheels themselves. Not a new piece, but I do like how they've done the wheel design. These are the hard plastic wheels with this one, and they use a large Technic steering wheel piece for the inside. The effect that this creates, I think, looks really good. So overall, I think this is actually a pretty good set from LEGO City. The highlight here is obviously the Rover. You do get that recolored gem piece in purple, the aliens, as well as some other new parts, and a very nice spacesuit minifigure design. But all of those things are available in other sets from this wave, as well as smaller sets with the exception of the aliens. The Rover design itself is actually quite large, especially considering the piece count, and makes use of quite a few large molded pieces. Some of the detailing feels a little on the sparse side, but I think that's made up for thanks to the generally cool and sleek looking design of the vehicle. The wheel flexibility and suspension are also standouts here in my opinion, making this vehicle very versatile and feel much more believable as a Rover. On top of all that, this set also has no stickers, so there's a lot to like here. At $35 USD and 45 Canadian dollars, while the price to piece ratio isn't spectacular, it's pretty good for LEGO City, and when you consider the size of the Rover when it's built, I think it feels more than appropriate, especially compared to many of the extremely overpriced LEGO City sets from recent years. Like I said at the start, this isn't really a LEGO City set in my eyes. Instead, it's the long-awaited return of the LEGO space theme. And with that perspective, I think this is a really good set. Not perfect, but it definitely feels adequately spacey. It has some unique and exclusive elements to draw you into it, and features a cool design that packs a punch. It's one of the better value sets of the Space Wave, and if you're looking at picking a set up, this one should definitely be a strong contender. I'd take this set over the Command vehicle every day, given it has a much more affordable price and is a plenty reasonable size on its own. This is definitely a set I will want to have on display and one that I think is worthwhile picking up, especially if you're a space fan. Maybe it's not a must buy, but this is still a very solid set overall. So those are my thoughts on the LEGO City Space Explorer, Rover, and Alien Life set. Like I said, it's a really good set. and I think there's actually pretty good value here for the price. But let me know what you think about this set in the comments down below. Do you like it? Do you not? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you like this video, leave a like. It is a great way for you to show your support. Subscribe for more content like this, like news videos, reviews, all that sort of stuff I have on my channel. So if that interests you, please do go check it out and subscribe so you do not miss my videos when they come out. I'm putting out a bunch of LEGO 2024 set reviews that you will not want to miss. So stay tuned for that. But with all that said, I'm going to leave this video here. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you all in the next one.